Hey guys, FishinNstuff. Today we're building a rod holder. A rod holder for a spinning reel. So stick around. On today's DIY, we're building a rod holder for a spinning reel because I've had a lot of people to ask. Ever since I did the rod holder video, and then I did an adjustable rod holder, and then I just did some regular rod holders. Well, ever since the first one, people have been asking me to build a rod holder for a spinning reel, so that's what we're fixing to do. And actually, I'm gonna make it where it holds 2 fishing rods, because 2's better than 1. And I think it's gonna be awesome. So the first step of the DIY, I need to get the material. I rode down to the scrap yard near me. You can buy scrap metal and use it. Now, a lot of times on my videos, when I use aluminum, people talk about how high it is. And this is where I get my aluminum, at the scrap yard. And I buy it for scrap price. I don't buy new stuff, because aluminum is high. Or the scrap yard near my house sells new metal, and if they don't have it, they can order it for you. They keep the new metal separated from the scrap, and it actually is a little bit higher to buy the new metal, but sometimes it's worth getting new metal because you don't have to do all that sanding and prepping and stuff. Now, let's talk about what we're using and some measurements. I picked up some of this square tubing. This is 1/2 inch. It's just square tubing, that's all it is. It's just really small square tubing. You might ask yourself, why am I using square tubing to make rod stands? Well, they're a lot stronger. This is a rod stand that's solid stock. Well, if you look at it, it's all bent up where I put it in the ground and stuff, cause it's not as strong. This one here I've had a long time and it's straight. But the biggest difference in square tubing and regular stock, square tubing is very, very light. I'm gonna show y'all the difference. This is the solid stock. This is the square tubing. And actually, this is heavier than a regular stand because it's got this adjustable part on it and this solid steel in there. So as you can see, the square tubing is a lot lighter than the solid stock and it's stronger, so we're using that. So this new rod holder is for spinning reels, right? So it's not gonna be exactly like that one, but it's gonna be a lot like that one. And I did my figuring, and we're gonna need one piece 32 inches long, 90-degree ends on it. We're gonna need 2 pieces 15 inches long with 45-degree ends on it, and 1 piece 12 inches long with 45-degree ends on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that cut up. Alright, so we got 2 15s, 12 inch, 32 inch, and I went ahead and cut a piece of 3/8 inch round stock. The reason all of them have 45s on each end, well, you fix them and find out. This one just has a 90 on the end. You take your 12 and you put it halfway on there. One of your 15s will go here, kind of like that. The other 15 will go on the exact opposite side, kind of like that. We'll weld this top up. Now this piece of 3/8 inch stock, we're just gonna slide it up in the end of our square tubing and weld it. That way this thing's easier to stick in the ground and you don't get dirt up in the hollow part of it. Now that we got our pieces cut out, we just need to weld all this stuff together. Alright, so we got the base of our stand welded together, and I'm going to tell you something. If you don't weld much and you want to try a welding project, this is probably one of the simplest ones I do. This little 1/2 inch tubing is very easy to weld because you got to really be careful. You'll burn right through this stuff. And what I do, I'll just tack it, move over, tack it, move over, tack it. Because if you try to just lay a bead like you normally would welding, you'll burn right through this. So now I got all this welded together. I cleaned it up and made it pretty. And I welded in my 3/8 rod, which I put a little point on. Next, we gotta work on this top. And I'm not gonna make this the way I made the other ones to hold one rod. I'm gonna make this one hold 2 rods. Everybody's been wanting a stand for a spinning rod, and you could do this and make 1 rod holder. But I'm gonna try 2 and see how it turns out. That way you can make 2 of these and hold 4 rod and reels. I took some gas pipe that I had left over, and I had a couple of different sizes of gas pipe. This one here is 3/4 inch. I'm pretty sure this was left over from the kayak light I built, but I got some left, so I'm going to use it on this. Now, certain types of pipe are measured by the outside diameter. Gas pipe is measured by the inside diameter. That means the inside of this right here is 3/4 of an inch. This pipe here is 1.25 inches. So you need a little piece of 1.25 inches, a little piece of 3/4. These are the 2 10-inch pieces I cut. And all I did was kind of 45 the ends. I didn't even really get a good 45. I just wanted a bevel on each end because we're gonna cut this gas pipe in half. And I want to leave the side walls a little bit tall, so I'm using 2 pieces, so it won't be exactly in half. I'm going to leave a little bit of side sticking up. And we're going to cut our 2 3/4 inch pieces in half as well. The reason we beveled the ends on one of them, we're going to weld our big halves on each side like that. The weld to fill that crack up I messed up on. But after we weld this one, the other one, we're going to weld the little ones on. And they really don't need a bevel, they're so little. I can fill that in with weld. But when we're through, we'll have something like this. But the first thing we need to do is cut these pipes in half. So I got these welded on there. The welds ain't beautiful, but like I said, this stuff blows out easy. So you kind of got to be welding and filling in holes at the same time. But the thing is, it's straight, it looks good, and now we're ready to put it on our stand as soon as I get through cleaning them up. Okay, so I got these cleaned up. What you're gonna wanna do is flip them upside down like I got them, and then we're gonna weld our stand onto it. Now the hard part is gonna be to get everything plumb and straight. That's the hard part. Probably the hardest part so far. So I got these magnets, and I'm gonna try to rig this thing up, hold it straight and plumb, and get it tacked on there so I can weld it. Well, we got it put together. Looks pretty good. Looks kind of straight too. I'm shocked. There's a few places on here need to be cleaned up. And then I want to paint this thing. Now on every one of these pipes, I'm going to spray Flex Seal. You can use Plasti Dip too. But I want to do that to protect my rod and reels and make it where my line doesn't get cut easy from hitting a burr or something. We're going to rubberize these real good. I got some Flex Seal left from my last hack video where I Flex Sealed the little net. So I'm going to clean this up, paint it, Flex Seal it, and then we're going to try it out. Well, I'm about to run down to the lake and try this thing out right fast, cause I believe it's gonna be awesome. I actually really like the way this stand turned out. It's pretty dang solid. I don't think it's going nowhere. We're gonna try it out right fast. Look at that, works pretty dang good. I want to show you something about it. Your string's right here and this cup's right here, and your line runs under it on this side. So if you get ready to pull it out, if you'll turn it just a little bit, it comes right out. Actually, if you just jerk away from the stand, it comes right out too. And that there, that's pretty dang cool. Now I'm gonna run some line out on one of them. I'm gonna see if I can pull it out of this stand to see how good it holds your rod and reels. So no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't pull it out of this stand, but you can take it right out. That right there is pretty dang awesome. Okay, so basically what's happening is when it's sitting in the stand right here, the base of your reel is catching on this pipe and it just will not let it come out of the stand. Everybody that watches don't build the DIYs, but for you guys that are going to, what I found out building it is you're gonna need 8 foot of this 1/2 inch square tubing, plus the little gas pipes. And I think it was 1 1/4 and 3/4 inch. And the final thing I didn't mention, the weight of this stand, just a little over 3 pounds, and that ain't bad. This thing's actually pretty dang light. And if you built this thing to hold one more rod and reel, you'd basically have yourself a rod pod. Yep, I was right. It turned out awesome. Look guys, if this is the first time you've ever seen one of my videos, you might want to go over to my channel page and check it out, because I do DIYs all the time and I got a long list of them. And if you see something you like, click subscribe and click the bell so that YouTube will notify you when I post videos and you can watch them. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next build.